Let's talk about AI. I mean, it's a term you hear absolutely everywhere, right? But what does it actually mean? Today, we're going to cut right through all the noise and just break down the different types of AI in a really simple, straightforward way. And by the end of this, you'll have a super clear way to think about it. So let's dive in.
Okay, so when you hear that term AI, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Is it, the helpful little assistant on your phone? Or do you immediately picture a super intelligent robot from a sci-fi movie? Maybe one that's plotting to take over the world? Well, the interesting thing is, both of those ideas actually touch on a piece of the whole AI puzzle.
And that brings us to a really, really crucial idea. AI isn't just one single thing. Not at all. It's actually a huge field with different levels, different capabilities, and honestly, very different goals. Once you get these distinctions, you can start to see past all the hype and really understand what's going on.
So let's kick things off with the first and by far the most common type of AI that you deal with every single day. I like to think of it as the specialist, but its official name is narrow AI.
Narrow AI, and you might sometimes hear it called weak AI, is basically a master of one thing. It's designed and trained to do one specific job and do it incredibly well. Just think of it like a highly trained expert who has total tunnel vision. It's brilliant at its one task, but it has zero awareness or skills outside of that little box.
And what's really wild is that you are using narrow AI all day long, probably without even thinking about it. That moment your phone unlocks just by seeing your face, or when Google literally finishes your sentence for you in the search bar, that's all narrow AI. The system that suggests what you should binge watch next on Netflix, or that little chatbot that pops up to help with customer service. Yep, all perfect examples of this specialized AI at work in our lives.
Okay, so if narrow AI is the specialist, what's the next level up? Well, that would be the apprentice. And this is where we get into the really cool idea of artificial general intelligence, or just general AI.
General AI, which is also known as strong AI, is this concept of a machine that has the ability to think, to understand, and to learn in a way that's pretty much like a human. It wouldn't just be stuck on one task. It could use its intelligence to solve pretty much any problem, learn a brand new skill, and even think abstractly, just like we can.
Now, here is the most important thing you need to know about general AI. It doesn't actually exist yet. It's the big goal for a ton of researchers for sure, but it is still very much in the research and development phase. An AI that can truly think like a person is, for now, something for the lab, not for our living rooms.
So we've had the specialist, we've had the apprentice, and that brings us to our final category, which is the most mind-bending one of them all, the genius. This is the concept of artificial superintelligence, or super AI. Super AI is, right now, a totally theoretical concept. It's describing an AI that isn't just as smart as a human, but is vastly more intelligent. We are talking about an intellect that would surpass the most brilliant human minds in basically every field, from scientific creativity and problem solving to social skills and even wisdom. It's an idea of a self-thinking system that would just be intellectually superior in every conceivable way. This is the kind of AI you see in the movies, that all-knowing, all-powerful intelligence. It's a really fascinating idea to think about for the future, but let's be super clear. It is absolutely not our current reality.
Okay, so let's do a quick side-by-side. You've got narrow AI. It does one specific task, and it's here today. Then you have general AI. It has that human-like thinking, but it's still just in the research stage. And finally, super AI. It would surpass all human intelligence, and for now, it's purely a theoretical concept.
So with all these different kinds of AI floating around, what's the important takeaway for us, right here, right now? What do we actually need to know for our day-to-day lives? Well, this chart says it all, doesn't it? The overwhelming majority, I'm talking a whopping 99%, of all the AI actually being used in the world today is narrow AI. That other tiny 1%, that just represents all the research and the theoretical ideas happening in the background. The AI that's actually impacting your life is the specialist, not the sci-fi genius. So, here's the bottom line. There is absolutely no need to fear a robot takeover. The AI that's all around us is limited to its one specific job. And in every single one of those systems, human control, human oversight, and human programming are completely essential.
All right, let's make sure all this new knowledge really sticks. Here are your key takeaways.
Think of this as your new mental cheat sheet for AI. First off, always remember that AI has different levels. It's not all the same thing. Step 2,
Recognize that pretty much every AI you interact with is a narrow AI, stuck doing just one job. Third, understand that the super powerful, all-knowing AI is still just an idea for the future, or something from fiction. And finally, step 4, know that human oversight is a fundamental piece of how all of today's AI systems work.
And let's end with a final thought to chew on. Now that you can clearly tell the difference between the specialist AI we use every day and the theoretical AI of the future, how does that change the way you look at the technology in your own life? It's a great question to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.